Weekdays, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's Colin Cowherd, outspoken.
I know it's uncomfortable and nobody wants to talk about it.
It's the Herd.
This is
the Herd.
That's what this is.
Man of the people.
People don't want Socrates or Aristotle. They want a guy.
Oh, did I mention outspoken?
I'm sorry, guys, but unpopular opinion. Rivalries are overrated.
It's the Herd with Colin Cowherd. Listen every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Wow.
Right here on Fox Sports Radio. FS1. From first things first in the Herd to your sports teams. FS1 has what you need. To find FS1 on your television, visit foxsports.com for
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are Fox Sports! And here's what you need to know.
LeBron will wear number 23 as the 76ers officially announced his signing on Monday. According to ESPN insider Shams Charania, there are plans to play LeBron at the point guard position. Colts quarterback Daniel Jones claims he is fully cleared from the torn Achilles he suffered in December and says he will be on the field for the start of Colts training camp on July 29th. Mia Bieniemy, the wife of Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, was allegedly shot on Sunday night at the couple's home by their own son. She's currently in stable condition, and Eric has left Chiefs training camp. Elijah Zion Bieniemy was arrested and charged in Loudoun County as being held without bond. The Washington Commanders parted ways with tight end coach Ben Steele on Monday. Steele was arrested on suspicion of driving while intoxicated back in June. And North Carolina football general manager Michael Lombardi has been placed on paid administrative leave. I'm Chris Perfett.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, good Monday afternoon. We are back and ready, and the whole gang is here. I mean, we are locked and loaded. We are stacked and ready, whatever you want to say. The Nate Brown Show is ready to go. Monday edition. How are you? Thanks for being here and making this show possible. We appreciate you guys. The Nate Brown Show is on South Dakota Sports Talk Show, and it is always a great day in South Dakota. Say it with me. Hope you had a nice weekend, and we're back and ready on this Monday. Great guest lineup. We have a Reaction Monday with Rob Keighron, so I said the gang is back. Matt Kearney's back in. Hey, Matt had a vacation. He's got to take some time, man. We're plugging away in the summer, so good stuff. Kearney's back. South Dakota Sports Talk Show at full strength. We are on Fox Sports Radio. Our affiliates, KWSN Sioux Falls. Welcome in on your drive home. We appreciate it. On Fox Sports Rapid City as well. And stream us on X right now, at Nate Brown Show. Watch the show live. We're up and streaming at Nate Brown Show on X. Go to YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. Search The Nate Brown Show. Just YouTube.com, The Nate Brown Show. Subscribe. You've got us on YouTube. Finally, Midwest Sports Plus, the new high school sports streaming app across South Dakota, covering live games and streaming The Nate Brown Show. Midwest Sports Plus. Welcome in, however you're listening, watching. Let's make some things happen here on a Monday. Make your time worth it. Some good news out today. Some interesting news. So this is going to be a good show tonight. Let's look at the guest lineup. Tyler Merriam's on tonight. South Dakota State voice, longtime Jackrabbit voice. He's in tonight. We'll talk Jacks in the 2026 season, but a little South Dakota Legion baseball as well. He's the PA guy. You know that? The great Tyler Merriam's going to be calling PA for the State Legion baseball tournament. Starts in Rapid City tomorrow. So Tyler Merriam's on tonight. The voice of the Jacks live. One of the best college basketball writers in the country has retired, and he's live tonight. Mike DeCourcy. He's been with the Sporting News for a long time, covering Final Fours across the board. Mike DeCourcy just announcing he's retiring, and I've had Mike on over the years, so I'm like, I got to get this guy on. It's one of the great all-time sports writers. Mike DeCourcy's in tonight. He's with Fox Sports and Big Ten Network as well. Mike DeCourcy on his career and college sports in 2026. Matthew Coller's going to join us live from Minneapolis. Matthew Coller getting set for Vikings training camp, starts on Saturday. You got it marked down? You guys going to Minnesota? You going to the Vikings training camp? Starts this Saturday. Matthew Coller's coming up. Purple Insider, he's on tap. Reaction Monday is ready to go with Rob Keighron. Live next hour, full hour. Our guest host, national radio host Rob Keighron, live on the Nate Brown Show next hour with a jam-packed Reaction Monday. Okay, we got you covered. Let's get you on tonight. 605-720-1067. That's our number. 605-720-1067, where you were listening from. Hit us on the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch, 2 great East River locations in Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Stop by the Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Also, the Barron's Wilson text line, ready to go, 605-720-1067. Text the show directly. The Barron's Wilson Lister text line one more time, 605-720-1067. All right. 2 things that I want to cover here to start the show today. Let's start with a big event starting in Rapid City tomorrow. So there's 2 things I want to touch on here. So the Legion Baseball Tournament is starting in Rapid City tomorrow. Congrats to all the teams that made it. Post 22 is playing the Nightcap, one of the all-time storied franchises, right? The program in South Dakota, whether you like them or not, Post 22 and the long success and all of that. So you got 2 Rapid City teams in this thing starting tomorrow. Post 320 is really solid. Rapid City Post 320. So if you haven't followed Legion Baseball at all, I'm just going to give you a little hitter here tonight. Yeah, a pinch hitter tonight. Post 320 looks good. They just got their spot in the state tournament. They're getting set for Yankton tomorrow. And then you got Post 22 in the Nightcap tomorrow night taking on Watertown. You know, it's double elimination. You really want to win on that first day if you guys follow that tournament. So I got 2 things on the tournament. One is if I'm the American Legion of South Dakota, the best place you can have this state tournament, they've got it right. It has to be at Fitzgerald Stadium at Post 22, right? And that's not just the Rapid City bias. Be careful with this. I understand. I just told you last week Sioux Falls is the best sports city in South Dakota. Did you miss? If you missed last week's show, even Matt Kearney maybe didn't even catch that. He didn't even give me any grief today when he came into the office on that. So I can be fair and balanced. But when it comes to baseball, you know how people talk about state events around the state, and they say this should be here and that should be here. When it comes to Legion Baseball, is there a better place? So I got 3 things here. My argument for Rapid City to be the site for State Legion Baseball, 3 things. The facility is the best. If you haven't been to the new Post 22 Stadium, it's rather new. You know, this is what, we're going on 6 years of the new expanded Fitzgerald Stadium. So if you haven't been there yet, the facility is unlike any other in Legion Baseball. And I know there's some nice places across the state, Mitchell and some of these places. They're nice. They're tradition. They're nostalgia. That's good. But Fitzgerald Stadium is top of the line, really, really nice. So that's one. People say you got to have the best facility for the state basketball tournaments and all of this stuff. So give me the facility at Post 22. That's the first prerequisite. Second, the fan base of Rapid City when it comes to baseball. I don't think you're going to find, you aren't. I know this for a fact. I've been here now a long time. You're not going to find passionate Legion baseball fans like you do in Rapid City. Now, they want to watch Post 22. I get it. That's the ticket tomorrow and through the state tournament. It's not like Post 22 fans are going to pack the stadium this whole week if Post 22 gets bounced. But when it comes to baseball fans and people that love Legion baseball and the history, I mean, you just don't find fans that normally just stumble into a Legion baseball tournament because that's the show in town. That is the show. So the fan base is absolutely another reason why. Rapid City baseball fans love it. They're going to come to the tournament this week. It's going to be a great environment for the players. The facility is top of the line. Last thing I'll say, look at me making the argument. Am I making the argument to make the State Legion baseball tournament permanent in Rapid City? I can make that argument. The guys at the Legion are going, forget about it. But nonetheless, last argument, the surrounding area. So you don't have to find something to do. All of these teams are coming to Rapid City. They're on their way today. Some of these teams getting here, getting some practice in, that whole thing. So the surrounding area, that fills the gap. You want something to do. You're summer in the Black Hills. You got anything you want to do. So that's another factor. So I just hit the big three. You got to have the facility. You got to have some fans that support it, passion. Do you have volunteers? Do you have people that care if they have the State Legion baseball tournament? And third, what's the surrounding area like? Can you have hotels? Do you have places to eat? Do you have places to visit? Is there some fun stuff to do? And even folks from East River want to come to Rapid City in the summer. We've got the three big deals. State Legion baseball in Rapid City. That's my first take tonight. Maybe that'll make me a villain. I said, what makes you a villain in South Dakota? Maybe that sports take will, but there's my three arguments. But I do want to dig into Legion baseball as a big picture thing. It's still big in Rapid City. Post 22 and post 320 still get the best players by far. The coaching staffs take it serious. The parents take it serious. The whole thing, post baseball in Rapid City. Legion baseball is still very big, very popular. The two programs are kind of competing now at another level. Post 320 is trying to rise to that level, and it seems like they are pretty quickly. So what am I getting at? I'm getting at this. You talk about Legion baseball and how big the state tournament is starting tomorrow. Some people are just going to say, well, is Legion baseball still a thing? I've heard that. You've seen programs decline throughout the country. Is Legion baseball in this new age of sports and baseball recruiting and showcases and the whole thing, is it still the thing in South Dakota? So let me ask you that on the Nate Brown Show. Our question of the day as we just get started tonight, 605-720-1067. We're on a roll tonight. I mean, we're already on a roll. I'm going to ask you a question. I'd like your feedback. This is from for sports fans across the board. This is for baseball legends, for baseball fans, for current parents, everybody coming to town, getting set for the State Legion baseball tournament. I'm going to ask you right now, okay? What will be the most popular choice for serious baseball players in South Dakota 10 years from now? This is a question I pose because I think about it a lot. I'm on the western side of the state. I've seen the post 22 organization and the winning and how they take it so serious and the support and the whole thing. I've seen post 320 rise. I think their coaching staff's really good over there now. So you got baseball in Rapid City is at a pretty high level still. Two programs that are both in the state tournament tomorrow. Both could be right in the mix when you really look at it. If you haven't, studied the Legion baseball landscape, two of the teams in Rapid City now are both at a high level, 22 and 320. But I'm asking, what does it overall look like in the state of South Dakota? Because East River is so much different than West River. And I keep talking about East River folks. They say, hey, that the whole scene out East River is different. You got high school baseball that's kind of a big thing. The kids take it pretty serious. They want to play for their school. And high school baseball teams have grown over the years, over the past 10 years. And so they say East River high school baseball then is big, and then it feeds into the various Legion programs. So East River, they say, yeah, high school's still serious. Then we take Legion serious. Well, West River, you have the high school programs, but they aren't at the level of 320 and 22, and so you still have this thing. What is the big choice? What is the most popular choice in 10 years? How's the landscape going to change? And I'll throw in a curveball, literally. I'll throw in a third option. How about the club travel showcase stuff? Because Legion baseball has always been seen as, yes, we travel, but it's a different team and culture, and it's about our team. It's not about going to this showcase on a weekend in Minneapolis and showcasing yourself. But that is a factor now. So there's some organizations, especially East River and in Sioux Falls, that have done this travel baseball circuit, and they're saying, well, this is the ticket. If you're a serious player, Do you stick with a Legion program at Sioux Falls West, at Sioux Falls East, at Renner, at Brandon? Do you stick there, or do you try and get on a travel baseball club that's going to the biggest showcases across the region, Minneapolis to Kansas City to wherever? And so I'm going to throw this in. I know things are hard to see because you say, well, people have been talking about Legion baseball declining for the last 10 years. Well, it has declined. It hasn't really hit South Dakota that much yet, the decline in Legion. It's still the thing. When you look at the premier baseball event in South Dakota, to me, it's still the state Legion baseball tournament, which starts tomorrow. But I'm asking, in 10 years, if you have a serious baseball player, where does he play? Where does he choose to play? Because you know what they're looking for next. Even if you're a Legion baseball player, you're looking for college. So what's going to give me the best training, the best experience, the best recruiting platform, how I can get to the next level? Is that going to be Legion baseball? That's my question tonight. As we start the Legion baseball tournament tomorrow, let's see who comes out on top at the end of the week. Should be interesting. Some good teams in this thing. I'm going to ask the question of the day. If you can answer it, I'd appreciate it. Baseball experts, I'm looking for you. 605-720-1067. What's your answer? What will be the most popular choice for serious baseball players in the state in 10 years? 10 years from now, 2036. What are me and you going to be like? What's this show going to be like? You think I'm an old man yelling at the clouds now. What's going to be the best, most popular choice for serious baseball players in the state in 10 years? That's what I'd like to know, okay? Club travel showcase, high school, or it will stay Legion. I would say Legion is still that choice for most players. The club travel has really dipped into that. I still think high school is down the list when it comes to, everybody can play high school baseball. It's not top of the list. I'm trying to get advanced to this level and play college. I still think high school's down below. You tell me in 10 years what the landscape will look like. Popular choice for serious baseball players in the state in 10 years. What's your answer? Let's go to the Twitter poll and see where the results are right now. This is on X right now. 47% of you voting club travel ball will be the choice. 46% of you. 27% of you say high school will be there. 27% of you say it will be Legion. Now, that's interesting to me. That's really interesting. So you're putting high school at the same level as Legion baseball in South Dakota. You're putting high school at the same level in 10 years. So that tells me you're saying Legion will fall off over the next 10 years. High school will rise. But the number one vote getter is, club travel baseball. Hit me up, 605-720-1067 on the text line. If you can, I'll get to those really quick, because I got to hit this. We don't have a ton of time tonight. We got packed guests on the program. Tyler Merriam's coming up, South Dakota State voice of the Jacks. So I have something that's going to hit West River, South Dakota. And everybody in Sioux Falls is they're like, oh, who cares? Hang on. It deals with one of your stations. The premier station in the state, TV station, is what? Kelloland, right? Everybody knows Kelloland. Well, here's a story that just came out Friday. This is under the radar. Kearney was on vacation. I'm out. I don't know what I was doing, but this just came out that Kelloland in western South Dakota will no longer be the CBS affiliate starting August 1st. So hang on a second. You guys in Sioux Falls and eastern South Dakota, you're fine. Kelloland is your CBS affiliate. But it is also carrying CBS out west on KCLO, right? So West River gets CBS on KCLO, which is Kelloland. I can watch the Kelloland News. I can watch my Denver Broncos. I got all that. It's now going to the CW in western South Dakota, and that means KNBN, which has NBC right now in western South Dakota, is going to get CBS programming on one of their sub-channels. So I don't want to get into the weeds too much on a radio show, but what I'm telling you is the big kicker on this is you're going to tune in Rapid City to watch the Broncos this fall on Kelloland, and you're going to see an episode of the Gilmore Girls. Whoops. So Jimmy's going to go, wait, I've been watching, what is this? Matt Kearney's been doing some research on this. CBS has been on in Rapid City on KCLO, which is the Kelloland, since 1988. So you're telling me long-standing here. Long-standing. So that's going to change to a sub-channel of KNBN. And now Kelloland in western South Dakota is going to change to the CW. My big question, the other question, my Broncos, they're going to be gone on the sub-channel, so I got to go there. But what about Kelloland News in western South Dakota? What about Kelloland News in western South Dakota? That's the question. Will it be on the CW? I think so. Stay on that same channel and just be on the CW, and they'll break in with the Kelloland News. I think so. I don't know that. Really interesting TV media story that's going to impact some sports stuff and some South Dakota sports stuff that's going to hit this week. So stay tuned on this. I will be staying on this to see exactly how this plays out. And keep in mind, when your uncle is looking for the Denver Broncos instead of another episode of Seventh Heaven, you got to find it on another channel. Tyler Merriam's in next, voice of the Jacks, as we get started coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Save big money on everything you need at Menards. Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, and it enhances the appearance of your home's exterior. Owens Corning Duration Shingles offer ultimate protection and impressive curb appeal. Choose from 26 stylish colors and transform your home today. Shop our selection of roofing products on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people get into all kinds of vehicles with loans as unique as them. Trucks, cars, SUVs, we finance them all with local service and rates starting as low as 4.99% APR. That's right, 4.99%. Keep your loan local and find the one that fits you at bhfcu.com. Apply today online or text 605-718-1818 to get started. Offer subject to credit approval. BHFCU is member owned and insured by NCUA.
Are you ready to feel good in your skin? Visit the dermatology experts at Sanford Health Tower Road Clinic in Rapid City. Our growing team offers skin, hair, and nail care close to home. Here you have access to acne treatments, Botox, and laser therapy. You can also trust our experts to help you manage skin cancer screenings and treatments. It's total skincare personalized for you. Schedule a skin cancer screening or learn more about our services at sanfordhealth.org.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 70 tonight under partly cloudy skies with a chance for storms. Winds out of the south 8 to 15 miles per hour. High of 95 tomorrow. Lows around 68 tomorrow night. 97 Wednesday with a slight chance for storms. 95 Thursday, chance for storms continues. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 85.
Shop the region's unmatched selection of beer, wine, and spirits at your Mr. Liquor stores in Rapid City. This month's specials include an $8.50 savings on handles of Jose Cuervo tequila, now $29.99. A 175 of Crown Royal, now just $48.99. And choose all varieties of black box wines for only $17.49. All this plus rare allocated bourbons and exclusive in-store barrel picks. Available at both Mr. Liquor stores in Rapid City. Off Cantron next to Walmart, or the original Mr. Liquor on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
Are you tired of being pointed to a wall of shoes? At Trav's Outfitter, we know better. Buying shoes shouldn't be guesswork. That's why we find the right footwear for the working, or just on your feet all day. Athletics, work boots, Western boots, everyday comfort. Because when the fit is right, life is better. Come find us in the old Kmart building. Trav's Outfitter, best selection, best service, no BS.
And 200, 2 and a quarter, 2 to the bid, 1 bomb, VP, money, get 200 VP here, no 75, 275, now 3.
Hi, folks. Kevin McPherson Auction Company. We can turn your property to cash. We can sell your personal property and your real estate at auction. A family business for 64 years and counting. We've sold several millions of dollars in property over the years. We're happy to consult with you on your auction plans. Let our selling experience work for you. Call McPherson Auction, 605-348-1369. Visit us on our web at mcphersonauction.com.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
All right, we are live on Fox Sports Radio, our affiliates, KWSN in Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City across South Dakota. The Nate Brown Show live. Glad you're here. Mike DeCourcy's coming up, one of the all-time great college sports writers. He just retired from the Sporting News. If you know college hoops, you followed Mike DeCourcy, I think. We've got him live tonight. I want to talk about his career and what he thinks of college sports in 2026. Mike DeCourcy coming up. Big Ten Network, Fox Sports. He's going to keep doing that stuff on TV. Mike's on the way. Tyler Merriam's in tonight before the State Legion baseball tournament gets started in Rapid City. Got a banquet tonight, got opening ceremonies tonight, and then first pitch tomorrow. He is announcing the Legion baseball tournament, Fitzgerald Stadium, and of course he is the voice of the Jacks. Tyler, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing swell, Nate. It's nice to do this when I'm actually on your side of the state. You know, normally we're separated by hundreds of miles, and here we are just a stone's throw from one another, so it's kind of neat.
I love it. So you give me a read. You can't be too biased. I understand, Tyler. You're a professional. I understand. But I said Rapid City as a State Legion baseball host makes a lot of sense. I've been here a long time. The fans, the facility, stuff to do when the games aren't on. What do you think of Rapid City and Fitzgerald Stadium?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, you know, and this goes back to when I was a coach and a player 2 decades ago, and since, nobody supports American Legion baseball like Rapid City does at Post 22. I mean, that's just inarguable. You know, there are some communities that do a really nice job. Pierre does a very nice job. Watertown had a great turnout when it hosted the tournament last year. But as a whole, because there isn't a college at the Division I level in the area, there isn't as much, whatever, there's 10 different reasons, I'm sure. But the bottom line is post-22 baseball just has a special place here. It always has. A lot of that is the name that's etched in the field behind home plate, Dave Plouffe. And because of that, there's something special about it. And then beyond that, obviously, like you said, being one of the 2 biggest communities in the state certainly gives you more flexibility with things like that, with the additional opportunities to do things and go experience the Black Hills, Mount Rushmore, things like that, so that's cool too. But when you talk about a community investing in American Legion baseball, there aren't many in the country, yet alone South Dakota, that do it the way Rapid City does it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the crowd's going to be juiced, and they will follow Post 22. I get it, but it's a great fan base for Legion baseball. It's really special. The facility is off the charts for Legion baseball. So I'm looking at 2 teams out of Rapid City that have made it. People kind of forget about Post 320. We learned quickly last year they beat Post 22 in the first game, and now 320 I think is even better this year. What do you think about Post 320 on the rise?
I think that's really cool. You know, I remember when it started, and it's grown so much for the better in a variety of ways from when it first started less than 30 years ago to where it is now. And that's the other cool thing, just kind of how it works out. I mean, 22 being the host is guaranteed that last game in the opening round. 320, by getting in, you don't know where they might have played the 10 a.m. game. No, they get the 4 o'clock game, which means that the last 2 games are the 2 Rapid City teams. So you hope that people will come out from Rapid City. You're going to have your 22 diehards. You're going to have some 320 fans, but you hope that some will come out and just watch both those Rapid City programs and support the younger crew. And again, 320's got a number of very talented individuals, multiple college baseball players on it. So they are certainly a team to be reckoned with. There's no question about it.
Yeah, Rapid City baseball scene. So here's the thing. Tyler Merriam on tonight, voice of the Jacks and the voice of State American Legion Baseball State Tournament. He'll be announcing on the PA tomorrow. Western South Dakota Legion Baseball still king. And there's been a change, though. High school baseball has grown a little bit, and travel baseball has grown a little bit. Eastern South Dakota, high school baseball, all the guys seem like they play it. Then they go to their Legion teams or their travel teams. How different is East River and West River when it comes to Legion baseball?
Well, it certainly is different because, like you said, in the East, there is more of an impact on high school. And again, that goes back to, again, I speak to 25 years ago, and growing up in Pierre would get 22 to come out and play on Memorial Day, and for a Legion baseball team, this is pre-high school baseball, for a Legion high school or Legion team to play other than post 22 before Memorial Day was almost unheard of. Like, It just didn't start where 22 was playing games in April, right? I mean, it was almost a year-round thing 30 years ago, and that's why they had such an advantage over everybody, was the way it was structured. So the other part about it, too, that's so unique is that you have your Sioux Falls high school teams, but you'll have guys that play on, just pick your high school team, you might have them go to 3 different Legion programs in the Sioux Falls area.
Yeah.
And so it's just a unique combination of the high school doesn't necessarily fully tie into the Legion in that respect. But Legion baseball doesn't have the foothold on the east side. It does on the west. There's no question about that. It is different. High school hasn't taken as much of the roots on the west side, but I don't... Will it ever? I don't know, because, again, Legion baseball just means so much out here in the Black Hills.
Do you ever see that changing? I asked the question of the day, Tyler, on X today, and I said, where is the popular baseball choice for a kid in 10 years? Legion, club, travel, or high school? Does it change in 10 years?
Well, it's so hard, Nate, because, again, what are you doing it for, right? When Post 22 was built to try to build a state and national champion. That was the main goal when Dave Plouffe had it rolling. The purpose of many of the programs on the eastern side of the state was giving these kids an opportunity to play. And then if you were good enough, great. But first and foremost, it was more of an opportunity to play. That's where 320 came in, and you suddenly created more and more Legion players in Rapid City, was because it was about something else. Like, that's what it was. And now everything's changed. But in Sioux Falls, and there was a little bit of this in the early 90s with that Sioux Falls Roadrunner crew and then the Wildcats for a while. You had some traveling, but now you're getting to the point where you have certain individuals who feel like they have to play travel ball. And I think it's similar to, well, if I want to be a college volleyball player, I got to play volleyball 12 months a year. Or I want to be a football player, I got to play football 12 months a year. Well, you don't have to. You can play in your local teams all year long, and if you're good enough, you'll get found. But there is, that continues to be a thing, right? You know, of well, if I'm going to be a good softball player, we got to go to this tournament in Vegas this week, and this tournament in Omaha the next, and this tournament, rather than just play with your high school teammates all year. So how does that continue to evolve? I honestly don't know, and it's an issue for every sport. It's not just baseball. So it's really hard to give you an answer to that, Nate. I'm not trying to, in an election year, be political to you here. I don't know, because everything evolves so much. I wish that it wouldn't be as big of a deal that, oh, we got to go to Vegas. Why? If you're good enough, people will find you. You know, I mean, it still gets them in the argument of, well, if I don't play in the SEC, I can't be a successful NFL tight end. Well, let's talk to Dallas Goedert and let's talk to Tucker Kraft and see what they have to say about that.
Yeah, really interesting. Where is Legion baseball in South Dakota in 10 years? My question of the day, your read on it. Tyler Merriam on tonight from Rapid City. I know you got to go opening ceremonies and the banquet coming up. I got to get some jackrabbits in before I let you run. 2026 season's coming up. Guys are getting ready as we speak here. They're picked number 1 in the Valley. NDSU's gone. Who's going to challenge SDSU? I asked the UND coach, Coach Schmidt, I said, is SDSU the favorite? He said yes. And then he said like 4 teams are behind them, really, really close. What do you see?
Well, I get why FCSU's picked as the favorite, obviously. I mean, when you have an NFL-caliber quarterback and you have an All-American and offensive tackle back, that's a heck of a place to start. I mean, a year ago, there were so many questions about this Jackrabbit team, and Dan Jackson was treading water, right, just trying to keep things afloat, where now he's got a real good handle on everything. So they should be picked near or at the top. That's understandable. Illinois State went to the national championship game. Brock Spack has done a tremendous job with that program, and they're always a contender. So I think you have to put them in the mix. Southern Illinois has a tremendous offensive skill set, and they're going to be a team that's going to be someone to contend with. I think you certainly have to throw USD into that mix, UND into that mix. And I think what's interesting this year, too, Nate, is with the departure of NDSU, now you're back to a true round-robin format where everybody plays everybody. You know, you'd miss a team in the previous arrangement, or two teams even a couple of years ago. You don't miss anybody anymore. So you play everybody. So you can't, well, Youngstown got hot, but it didn't play this team, or vice versa. So if Youngstown ends up being better than you think, SDSU doesn't maybe get away with not playing them, or maybe USD avoids them. You have to play everybody. So I think that's what's cool about having 9 teams. Everybody plays everybody. But with everything that Dan Jackson has coming back, there is a ton of excitement that the Jacks will be able to return to where they were in previous years and be able to make another deep run in the postseason.
Is the USD game now the game? Dakota Marker's gone. Is that the game?
Well, I think certainly that's what a lot of the fans will look at, right? I think the North Dakota game has an opportunity to grow some, too. But I think by the same token, what you've seen is if there's quality in the league, like the Illinois State games and the Southern Illinois games have grown on people, too. But obviously USD being the in-state rival, that's certainly going to be at the top. And then I think a North Dakota's probably in that mix to maybe slide into a secondary role.
Tyler Merriam on tonight. He's off and running. State Legion Baseball starts tomorrow, Fitzgerald Stadium in Rapid City. He'll be on the mic. Tyler, have a good week, man. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, always good, Nate, and look forward to catching up with you here soon out in Rapid.
Appreciate it. Tyler Merriam on tonight, voice of the Jacks, voice of State Legion Baseball. He's been the PA announcer for those guys for quite some time. The pro, Tyler Merriam on tonight, voice of the Jackrabbits. Good stuff from him, a little rapid fire, Legion Baseball action and some Jackrabbits mixed in. I like it. Lister text coming in about the CW taking over West River Kelloland. So, Lister text, Bison games will be on the CW this year, so there's your reason to watch. Yeah. No, I'll be watching. It's just going to be kind of hard to watch. When I tuned into the CW, it looked like I went back to 1988. It was tough to see. So, and I'm an old man, so I don't know. They got to get that figured out. Maybe it was just my setup. I don't know. I have DirecTV. But the CW going to be taking over West River Kelloland. That's KCLO. And then CBS programming going to go over to KNBN, the subchannel 21.2. This is just an under-the-radar story, a pretty big TV media change coming to Western South Dakota. And then where am I going to see Trobeck's weather? What about his weather reports? All right. I already sound old. Coming right back, Mike DeCourcy, great college basketball writer. He's covered a ton of Final Fours. He has announced his retirement from writing. He's going to stick with Fox Sports and the Big Ten Network, but Mike DeCourcy taking a step back, one of the all-time great college sports writers. A lot to discuss with Mike next.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The #1 hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Santa came early. Renewal by Anderson's incredible Christmas in July event is so great, even Santa's shocked at the savings. Get 20% off plus no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. Pay nothing until 2028. Renewals Acclaim and Ensemble lines are the best of the best. Santa's not waiting till December to get new windows and doors. Neither should you. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion...
The right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work, and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
On a Monday, and the whole crew is here. We are at full power. We're getting set for the 2026 fall sports season. We're ready to go. The Nate Brown Show is on. Producer Matt Kearney back in the fold after a vacation. He's been out. Rob Keighron was out a little bit. He's back tonight for a Reaction Monday next hour. And the Nate Brown Show is on across the state. Fox Sports Radio, our affiliates are KWSN in Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're here. Tyler Merriam moments ago, voice of the Jackrabbits, just joined us. Now we go to Mike DeCourcy. I've enjoyed following his career a long time. He's done an outstanding job, one of the best college sports writers, college basketball coverage. Really, really good. He's at TSN Mike on X for now. He might stay with that TSN Mike on X, but stepping away from full-time sporting news writing, that's what you call like retiring. Mike DeCourcy back on the Nate Brown Show. We've had him on over the years. Mike, thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm great, Nate. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. So you tell me and the listeners, people have maybe followed your work over all these years and all the Final Fours and all the tournaments. Mike DeCourcy stepping away from the sporting news. What does that say and what does that mean?
Well, I've been there since 1995, so nearly 31 years. Affiliated with the publication, and more than 25 years of that as a full-time employee. And I reached the point where it seemed like time to spend a little bit more time with family, my wife, and my granddaughter, and do a little bit more of that kind of thing. And so I would still be probably contributing in some way. We still haven't worked that out yet. And I'm going to continue doing the brackets for Fox
Okay.
And will still appear as a studio analyst at the Big Ten Network. So I'll still be around in various capacities. But random Thursday in October, I'm probably not going to be at my desk.
Okay, that's okay, man. You deserve that. I've really enjoyed following your career, your writing. I appreciate you coming on over the years. And I wanted to get your take on, you've been in the game now, you've seen it when things were huge and people would just wait for what you wrote. Now things have changed. You're active on social media. You get a lot of content there. How have you seen the sports media landscape change? Mike, what's been the biggest thing over your career?
Oh, everything has changed since I began. When I began in the early 1980s, daily newspapers were huge, and there was very little in the way of national publications. I mean, we at that point, I think Inside Sports was still around. I think Sport was close to folding. Inside Sports lasted a little bit longer than that. And then we still had SI, Sports Illustrated, and the Sporting News, which has been around since 1886. Of course, those two were both weekly, and they endured as brands, but Sporting News stopped publishing their magazine in 2012. And I think Sports Illustrated still puts out a magazine. But that's no longer, the magazine part of it is no longer as impactful as it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. The daily newspapers aren't as impactful as they were, but the content that all of us have been generating and distributing still matters. It still has an impact. It's just it all comes via the internet, and it's obviously a more difficult business in that sense. Because advertising is different than it was back when I began in the newspaper business. I mean, goodness, when the Pittsburgh Press, which I worked for nearly 10 years, went out of business, I was told that they were making something like 8 or 9% on the dollar, which was really low for newspapers, and that's part of the reason why we ultimately went out of business. And at that point, when I joined the Cincinnati Enquirer, I was told that they were making 40% on the dollar. And, of course, that's not the case now. So everything about how the business works has changed. But there's probably more people out there doing sports content than there have ever been.
In all honesty, Mike DeCourcy, how did you survive? I ask that respectfully. How did you survive through all of this?
I think part of it, I think part of it was good luck. I think part of it was that I worked really hard to promote the Sporting News brand and made myself an important employee because of that. I worked very hard in the early days of social media, before social media even, doing radio interviews like on your show. And elsewhere around the country to try to promote the Sporting News brand. And I mean, I've tried to be easy to work with, and I've now got 17 seasons at Big Ten Network. I did 31 years at the Sporting News, and I've gotten through 7 years at Fox. So I kind of think that goal, being someone that people like working with, and that's one thing I try to tell students when I talk to classes sometimes. Is just try to be somebody people like working with. Hey, Mike Waters at the Syracuse Post-Standard has been covering Syracuse basketball for 35 or 36 years, something like that. He's one of the nicest people on the planet, so I got to think that there's something to that.
Fox Sports college basketball analyst, Big Ten Network, and, of course, the Sporting News. He's just announced he's retiring full-time from the Sporting News. Mike DeCourcy on the Nate Brown Show here on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. So one college basketball memory, and then I'm going to ask you a couple of things about where we're at in 2026. You covered so many Final Fours, so many great teams, so many great games. Where was the heyday? Where was this event that you say, that's the one I liked?
Well, I was at the Duke-Kentucky game in 1992, the East Region Final, 104 Duke, 103 Kentucky, the greatest college basketball game ever played. And I was very fortunate to be there because it was only right across the state. I was living in Pittsburgh at the time, working for the Pittsburgh Press. So my paper said, yeah, you can go to the East Region. It's right across the state. So that was the plan. And then Pitt got into the NIT. They didn't make the NCAAs that year. And they won their first game, which wasn't expected. And so then they played their second game on the Monday before the regional started on Thursday in Philly. And if Pitt had won, they were going to have to go to Purdue at West Lafayette, Indiana, and that would have been on a Wednesday. And I'm like, there's no way I'd have made it to Philly. So I sat there and kind of sort of like what I needed. I just so that there wasn't any stuff with maybe firing the coach. I needed the game not to be an embarrassment, but I kind of needed them to lose, and they did. Like, I think the final score was like 76-73. Sean Miller, now the coach of Texas, had a half-court heave from three-point range to try to tie it and force OT. Bounced off the back rim. The game was over. I'm like, that's kind of what I needed. I hopped in the car, drove to Philly, and was able to be there courtside right behind the Kentucky bench for what was the greatest game ever played.
Duke, Kentucky, back in the day, 1992. Mike DeCourcy on tonight here on the Nate Brown Show. You've got some opinions, man, and I appreciate you about that. 2026, college sports way different like everything else. Does Congress need to do the Protect College Sports Act? Are you on board with where that's at?
No, not with what they are doing. I don't think what they're doing really has much to do with protecting college sports. I think that the way it's designed is to even out college sports. It's basically a codification of what Texas Tech booster Cody Campbell has been campaigning for since last autumn with the TV spots he did. I don't think that it's really in the best interest of college sports to make that law. I'm not in favor of that at all. You can see from where it came from. It came from Ted Cruz with Cody Campbell is sort of pushing, and then from Washington State, one of the senators out there was a Wazoo grad and not happy with what happened to the Pac-12, et cetera. I don't think that that's in the best interest of college sports. I also don't think and we had Kyle Whittingham of Michigan come out today and say he was in favor of a Super League. We had the Georgia coach last week, Kirby Smart, say he was in favor of a Super League. Nate, that's the worst idea in the world, and it just makes me so agitated when I hear people say that. What business has ever done this? Said to half or two-thirds of the customer base, you don't matter. We don't want you. Go away. Like, you don't do that. You try to bring people in. And if you go to a Super League, you're telling NC State and Texas Tech and SMU and Pitt and goodness knows who else, probably a total of between 70 and 100 schools that they don't matter. And what are their alums and their fans going to do? They're going to say, okay, well, my team doesn't matter anymore, so I'll go watch Alabama, Ohio State. I mean, that's not going to happen. They're going to say, you think I don't matter? The heck with your product. I'm not turning on the TV.
Okay, let me ask you this as I let you run then. You don't want the Protect College Sports Act as it's written, kind of a evening out for some of the mid-programs, but no Super League. So what is the answer to get some regulations or something, or do we need a new answer?
Well, I think we need a new answer less than people believe we do. Would it be good for the college athlete if there were more stability in the sense of, yeah, you should be able to transfer once, but 4 times in 4 years, probably not the best for you, probably not the best for college sports, because if you transfer 4 times in 4 years, the odds of you getting a degree are pretty slim. At least in a relatively compact period, you'd probably have to go to school for another 2 to 3 years to finish if you do that. And so that's not good for anybody. But the only way that's going to happen is if we see collective bargaining. It's the only way we're getting there. Because otherwise, even the Protect College Sports Act as it's written, if it somehow passed and got past the president's desk, it probably would get challenged in court, and it very good chance, based on precedent, that it would struggle to survive. So I don't think that's going to bring what people want college sports to be, which is what I talked about. Less transferring is really what it comes down to. The idea that the guys are making too much money and the girls who the ladies who play their sports are making too much money, I don't buy that at all. Whittingham said today, look at the money. It keeps going up 20, 30, 40%. Well, they're just going from zero. Remember, I mean, like, it started at zero 5 years ago. So, of course, it's going to escalate. Kirby Smart got a 30% raise 2 years ago, 3 years ago, from $8, $9, $10 million a year to $13 million a year. Nobody said college sports was going to fold because Kirby Smart needed to make $13 million.
Mike DeCourcy on tonight, one of my favorites, Fox Sports, Big Ten Network, college basketball analyst. You'll see him there. The Sporting News, great career, stepping back from full-time. Find him on X at TSN Mike. Good to have you, Mike. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me on, Nate. Appreciate you always.
Appreciate your time. Great writer. Enjoy following him. Mike DeCourcy, The Sporting News, 31 years. Fox Sports, Big Ten Network, college basketball analyst, one of the greats. Good stuff. Good stuff from Mike tonight. South Dakota Sports Talk Show going to Minnesota. Vikings training camp starts Saturday. All you need to know with Matthew Coller next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Sagging, bouncing, or uneven floors? Call Blackburn Foundation Repair. Standing water or high humidity? Nasty odors or dangerous mold? Call Blackburn. Critters, bugs, or other pests? That's right, call Blackburn. It's a fact. Crawl space problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call Blackburn Foundation Repair. Call Blackburn Foundation Repair today.
Mom, can we please go to Waitiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Waitiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Waitiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WaikikiWaterPark.com.
Are you looking for your next truck or SUV? Spearfish Motors has you covered. Last month, we traded for a great selection of quality pre-owned trucks, priced to fit every budget. Shopping for an SUV? Check out a great selection, every size, every style, and every price point, and all priced under market. Every pre-owned vehicle here is locally sourced, backed by the team you know and trust, and ready for your next adventure. Call, click, or stop by Spearfish GMC Cadillac today, or shop 24/7 at spearfishmotors.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 70 tonight under partly cloudy skies with a chance for storms. Winds out of the south 8 to 15 miles per hour. High of 95 tomorrow. Lows around 68 tomorrow night. 97 Wednesday with a slight chance for storms. 95 Thursday, chance for storms continues. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 85.
If you're a business owner, you've invested your blood, sweat, and tears into your business. Long days, sleepless nights, all to build something that matters. But what if something happened to you tomorrow? What happens to everything you've built? Do you have a plan? Does your family have a plan? Contact Lee Cruz with New York Life right here in Rapid City. There are affordable options you maybe haven't considered. Just spend 15 minutes protecting what took you years to build. Call Lee Cruz, 605-360-8804, or Google Lee Cruz New York Live. If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? This is State Farm Agent Matt McCormick. Let me help you simplify and get to a better state. With me handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. Even more money, too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40%. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and get to a better state with State Farm. 348-0464.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Hey, glad you're here. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Fox Sports Radio, KWSN in Sioux Falls. Welcome in. And Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're here. Appreciate you. Reaction Monday coming up this next hour. Full hour with Rob Keighron live in studio. National radio host Rob Keighron, our guest host on a Reaction Monday. We're going to find out what LeBron James is going to eat for breakfast before he goes to each practice. We know he's going to live in New York. He's going to fly a helicopter. We need to know what he's going to have for breakfast. I'm kidding. We will get into that a little bit. You've heard about it, right? Okay. Matthew Coller is on tonight. Purple Insider getting set for another Vikings training camp. Starts Saturday. Matthew, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing good. This is my 10th ever Minnesota Vikings training camp that I will be covering.
Okay.
So it's been a journey.
10-year anniversary. I like it. Your content's really good, and I don't just say that. Check him out, Purple Insider. He's on X at Matthew Coller. Great YouTube content as well. So check him out, Vikings fans, if you're not yet in South Dakota, Purple Insider. Okay, when you say you're getting set for this training camp, 10 years, is this quarterback discussion going to be pretty hot and heavy for quite a while?
Yeah, I mean, I think, quite a while. That's really the question, right? Is like, how long is Kevin O'Connell going to give J.J. McCarthy to prove to him that he deserves to be a part of the competition? And I guess I would say that is up to J.J. McCarthy. I mean, the burden of proof here is on McCarthy to show Kevin O'Connell that he deserves to be talked about as having a chance to start versus someone who, look, I mean, Kyler Murray has been flawed, but just 1 year ago in 2024, Kyler Murray had a very good season and was a top 15 quarterback in the quarterback tiers by Mike Sando and by the PFF grades and all those things. And, you know, Kevin O'Connell has said before that if they reach a certain baseline of quarterback play, that they are, you know, a really good team. So, and then I would agree with them, right? When they had Kirk, like that wasn't Josh Allen, and yet it was still really good. And Sam Darnold was a very, very good quarterback, as we know, but I didn't win MVP or anything that year, but they've won because they've had good defenses. They have a good system. So Murray kind of fits that mold. But if J.J. McCarthy comes out and has made huge strides forward with his accuracy, with his consistency, and with his knowledge of the offense, at very least O'Connell has to give him a chance since he's the one that has pushed this idea of a quarterback competition for so long. I just wonder about, at some point you start hurting your starter, no matter who it is, because you're not giving them the proper number of reps to get ready for the Green Bay Packers in Week 1. Whoever quarterback you have, they need a full training camp, and is there actually enough time for J.J. McCarthy to do enough to show that he deserves, you know, to get those reps? And I'm not sure the question is yes. I mean, I just don't know that there's enough he can do considering how he played last year during the real season, right? Not training camp.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking is, I'm trying to figure out how important are the preseason games, because I think people are going to dig in and say, well, guys, it's not just about the games. These games aren't that important. It's about the practices. It's about the scrimmages with other teams. They aren't just looking at the games. So fans will say, well, J.J. McCarthy just had this big game in preseason Week 1. Does that matter?
Historically, the answer is no. Historically, Kevin O'Connell has not cared really at all about the preseason, especially for his quarterbacks. I mean, even when J.J. McCarthy had a memorable game in 2024, he only played a couple series, and he was the backup quarterback at that time. And in that game, Sam Darnold played one series. And I believe last year McCarthy may have played 2 series, I think, possibly 3. It was not much, though, last year. I don't even think it was 3 series. The entire training camp, which, of course, in hindsight, maybe he needed a little bit more of that preseason time, but O'Connell has always put the emphasis so much more on practice, and the joint practices every year are kind of the dress rehearsal rather than the preseason, which he treats more like a rookie tryout, to be honest. So I think that over the first couple of weeks, they don't have pads for the first 3 or 4 days, then they get the pads, and then you probably need at least 4 to 6, maybe 8 more practices before you can really say that it's decided if you're really calling it a quarterback competition. But what might happen is it might just sort of slowly turn into not a quarterback competition. Like if Murray's just getting the offense and looking great, then it might just be one day it's 50-50, then the next day it's 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, and then it's not a competition anymore. But we'll see. There's about 100 different permutations of how this could possibly go, and I think O'Connell wants to be ready to handle whatever way that it does go.
But scale of 1 to 10, how surprised you will be, like 10 being the most surprised, if Kyler Murray is not the guy?
10. It would be a 10 because I think going into this, you go get Kyler Murray to be your starting quarterback, to get the football to Justin Jefferson, to get a top 15 offense, to have somebody who's been in the league for long enough, who has had multiple different systems. He's made a couple of Pro Bowls. He's been a good quarterback in the league for a very, very bad organization. And, honestly, this is different. When Darnold got here, he had just been a bad quarterback for bad organizations. Murray has at least been a reasonably good QB for an organization that hasn't won or even looked like they were close to winning in a really long time in Arizona. So I think that's why you get him. There were other quarterbacks that were available this offseason, and if you really wanted J.J. to have a chance, that you could have gotten. They could have traded for Geno Smith. That may be more of a competition. They could have brought Kirk back. They could have got Joe Flacco. There's guys out there who would have made a much easier path for McCarthy. They literally picked the guy with the hardest path for J.J. McCarthy to beat. So if he does pull it off, it would be one of the biggest year 1 to year 2 jumps. Well, I guess, year 2 to year 3 jumps that you're ever going to see in football. But, I shouldn't count it out completely, but it feels like this will quickly become Kyler Murray's show.
Quarterback is the discussion for the Vikings starting this weekend, training camp August 1st. Matthew Coller covering the Vikings for Purple Insider. So I want to go to another thing. Tell me about the defense. Is this a good defense, an overrated one because of Brian Flores? Well, he's just great, so the defense is great. What is the story on the defense?
Yeah, I think that, number one, they don't kick off till September, so there could always be more potential moves. Even just today, there was a trade request by Vita Vea from the Bucks, and, you never know what's going to come up. The Vikings have been a team that has been very comfortable making late additions, so we can't totally judge them right now. Stephon Gilmore showed up as we were all panicking about the cornerback situation a couple years ago, so I'm leaving that door open. But as it's currently constructed, I would say in terms of talent, it's probably like the 20th best talent defense in the league. We don't know what Caleb Banks is going to be. That's going to be a huge swing, but it's hard to say that, after losing Jonathan Grenard and not having Harrison Smith, that it's a super, super talented defense. But, I do think that Brian Flores has earned us talking about it like he will get the most out of the defense, because he has. Even in 2023, when I thought roster-wise it was a pretty rough group, they were still middle of the pack. So at very least he sets a baseline for, this defense is not going to be bad, but could they have more shortcomings than they've had over the last 2 years? I would say yes, that's possible.
Check them out right now. Get ready for the Vikings season starting. Purple Insider. It's Matthew Coller, and he's here on the Nate Brown Show. Looking forward to the season, man. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. Follow him at Matthew Coller on X, and then find him, Purple Insider, covering the Vikings out of the Twin Cities. Training camp starts August 1st. Our nominations for president of the Kyler Murray fan club are still open. So Matt Kearney bagged that. There's no runoff there with Kearney or anything. So you can get the president spot for the Kyler Murray fan club in South Dakota on the Nate Brown Show. I'm vice president. Do you want the nomination to be president? I'm still looking. You got to get in early. Don't wait till JJ messes this up. Get in early on the Kyler Murray fan club, president of the South Dakota chapter here on the Nate Brown Show. How you put your nomination in, 605-720-1067. That is the text line into the Nate Brown Show. We're taking nominations for 3 more days. We're not going to do this. I mean, this, we got a big election in South Dakota tomorrow. Okay, we want to get this handled. We don't want to have any runoffs with wannabes. Okay? Can't have any runoffs with wannabes. So you got to get in early. Can't wait for Kyler. Oh, he looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. We got to get this handled. You're either in or you're out on Kyler. I'm in, looking for a president of the fan club. Rob Keighron's out, too, but he is in next for a Reaction Monday coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
The following radio ad is Good Fun Squad approved.
My name is Jenny, and I'm the lady at the South Dakota Lottery who writes out those big checks for our winners. It's a lot of fun, but we've had so many big winners lately, my hand is tired. There was a $600,000 winner, a $2 million winner, a $4 million winner. That's a lot of zeros, and not normal zeros, big check zeros, and the winning never stops. That's why I'm learning to write with both hands.
Good fun.
Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
It seems like the cost of everything is going up, so it's nice to save a little dough when you can, especially for something you love to eat every day. Before I go grocery shopping, I print out a coupon for $1 off any Country Hearth, Village Hearth, or Artisan Hearth bread product. My favorite is Dakota Style 12 grain. My wife's breakfast go-to is a toasted Village Hearth English muffin. We can save $1 on each. Go to countryhearthbreads.com/coupons and print 1 or 2 out before your next shopping trip. And don't forget, Country Hearth, Village Hearth, and Artisan Hearth bread products are baked locally and delivered fresh daily.
This isn't just the sound of a legendary Brunswick pool table. It's the sound of families about to make memories together. And while this may sound like the hum of a spa, listen closely, and you'll hear backyard fun for years to come. So while Splash City's guarantee of quality sure sounds good, we know quality time sounds even better.
Who wants another burger?
Splash City, 1024 West Omaha, across from Connects in Rapid City.
Certified Honda value has never looked better at Danny Manuel Rushmore Honda. Take advantage of 1.99% APR financing on select Honda certified pre-owned. Choose from Honda Civics, Accords, HRVs, and CRVs. That's 1.99% APR financing on our Honda certified pre-owned. Shop a huge selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs with over 370 to choose from. Drive with certified confidence at Danny Manuel Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com. The finance contract is limited with qualified credit. Expires 7/31/26.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Host your next big event at the Box Elder Event Center, now featuring all new lighting, enhanced sound, and cutting-edge AV. Your destination for conventions, conferences, weddings, tournaments, concerts, and private parties of all kinds. Plus, their gourmet catering isn't just for on-site events, they'll deliver straight to you. Don't miss the Pickle Boo Pickleball Tournament and Fall Hoop Fest. Learn more and book today at thebox.live.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
What are you doing?
Just getting in the holiday spirit.
Isn't it a little early for jingle bells and Christmas in general?
It's never too early for Christmas. But Renewal by Anderson's Christmas in July sale just got me in the mood.
A window sale started all of this?
It's not just any window sale. It's Renewal by Anderson.
Okay, settle down. I'll get the ladder and we'll get started hanging the lights.
Renewal by Anderson's Christmas in July sale. 20% off every window and door. No money, no payment, and no interest for 18 months with approved credit. This means no payments till 2028. Hurry, the holiday savings end August 15th. Hassle-free, energy-efficient, low-maintenance windows with a professional fit. Renewal by Anderson uses Fibrex windows, keeping your home cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter, and reduces your energy bill. They do windows. They're the experts. No subcontractors. For a free in-home estimate and a perfect fit, go to RBARapidCity.com. That's RBARapidCity.com. Renewal by Anderson, when only the best will do.
One more time.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Glad you're here. I appreciate you. The Nate Brown Show live. Great first hour. We had voice of the Jackrabbits, Tyler Merriam, on tonight. We had longtime college sports writer Mike DeCourcy on tonight. He just announced his retirement from the Sporting News. 31 years, and he survived this long. He'll stay with Fox Sports college basketball analyst, but DeCourcy was in tonight, and Matthew Coller setting us up for Vikings training camp. I still don't have any nominations for the president of the Kyler Murray Fan Club, South Dakota chapter. I'm vice president. I offered it to Matt Kearney. He doesn't want it. I offered it to Rob Keighron, president of the Kyler Murray Fan Club. He doesn't want it. Is anybody going to accept this nomination? I'm asking. You got to get in early. I don't want anybody to come whining and or anything when the season starts and Kyler's doing well. Is anybody going to accept the president of the fan club?
So this is like a classic buy low, sell high kind of thing, right? Like let's get in early when nobody thinks anything's going to happen. And
I want you in early.
We take a chance here. Yeah, I'm going to sell low because I'm not a believer, as you know, and I don't see how this ends particularly well. So I am going to pass. I do appreciate you nominating me. It's very kind of you, but I'm going to respectfully pass on the nomination.
Okay, I threw out a question for my audience about Kyler Murray, and I'm going to ask Rob Keighron that tonight. So let's get to that later, but let's get after it. Rob Keighron is in. You just heard him. He's passed on the presidential nomination for the Kyler Murray Fan Club in South Dakota. Still looking for nominations on the text line, and I'm serious. I'm VP. I want a president of the fan club. Okay, Reaction Monday tonight. Okay, this is the biggest story in sports, and everybody listening tonight is going to be annoyed by it. But what does it mean for LeBron James to the 76ers? Your city that you don't like, Philadelphia, and the Philly fans are going to have LeBron. Is he going to survive there in Philly and thrive?
Well, he'll definitely survive. I mean, first of all, I do think LeBron has something left in the tank. How much, I don't know. Could you get 2 years out of him? He signed a 2-year deal, but it's on the minimum, so it's not like a big deal.
Nobody cares.
If he passes on the second year. He'll survive, and I think he will play well, provided he stays healthy. I mean, he has, for the most part, his entire career stayed healthy, but he's, 41 now, right? So at some point, your body's going to break down. I think the Philly fan, as difficult as they can be, Nate, I think that they will be extremely supportive of LeBron and try to get everything they can out of this 1 year, right? You know, turning on LeBron halfway through the year, which is something that the Philly fan would be known to do, I think they realize that they have something good now. If you think about what they've done in the offseason with LeBron and with Jaylen Brown, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they absolutely have really added to their team to the point where they are going to be a big threat, very competitive. And I think the Philly fan will get behind that. Now, I would also say that the Philly fan notoriously is not the best basketball fan in terms of their sporting prowess. Football for sure. Baseball definitely. Basketball is a distant third, maybe even fourth, because they're better Flyer fans than Philly. But I think this will invigorate that fan base for a year, thinking that they got a real shot to win a championship.
Here's what I think. My brother lived in Philly for a long time, and I went back there and visited him almost every summer, went back. Here's what I think the Philly fans appreciate. You tell me if I'm wrong. The LeBron chose to come, they chose to come and join the 76ers. They're going to respect that right away.
Absolutely. And I think they like the fact that LeBron did something a bit different. Certainly the easiest move for him probably would have been back to Cleveland, right? Once he decides he's not going to stay with the Lakers. Or maybe you could say Golden State, okay? And I know you were talking about Golden State for a while. Golden State would have been easier. Cleveland would have been easier. A return to Miami would have been easier.
Yeah.
Philly is a bit uncomfortable, but there's also the greatest upside, right? He's already won in Cleveland. He's already won in Miami. If you go win in Golden State, you win with Steph Curry and Draymond. It's different. If you go win in Philly, if you ever were to find a way, and I don't think they will, but I think they'll be competitive. But if he ever were to find a way to win in Philly, it takes him up another whole level. And he's already pretty high as it gets. You go win in a town that hasn't won in forever, and you do it because you chose to go there, I think you become a legend in Philadelphia for the rest of your life.
So you already answered this. You said they're a big threat in the East. But I'm going to say, is this thing going to work out? Meaning, you got Embiid. We know about his injuries. Jaylen Brown's goofy. He's kind of turned goofy. Is this going to work? LeBron, he wants to be the man now. I mean, he understands, well, I wasn't the man in L.A., but now he's sought after. He's wanted. Is he going to be not the man to Jaylen Brown, who wants to be the man too because he left Tatum? Joel Embiid is the man. Maxey's good. He's just going to go with the flow. Is this going to work out, all these guys together?
I think personality-wise, I think it can work out. First of all, when LeBron walks into the room, he's the man. The rest of them have to realize that they're not. If they don't realize that, that's on them, not on him.
I mean, Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid are going to say, we're nothing. We're nothing.
I'm not going to say we're nothing, Nate, but who is the number one? Who is the alpha male in the room? It's LeBron. Sorry, guys. You are a step below LeBron James. I think that is just clear-cut and evident. If they don't realize that, that's on them, not on him.
They think they're better than him right now.
Well, and they might be, but that doesn't make you the de facto number one in the room. I don't think it always has to do with being the best in the room, because I think at the end of your career, you can have taken a step back or two and still be the dominant personality, the dominant figure in the locker room. Where so I do think personality-wise, they will figure out how to get along.
Boy.
Where I worry is there are at least 3 guys and 1 guy who's probably hurt too often, but when he's healthy, there are 4 guys who need the basketball, who like to shoot, who like lots of opportunities. Maxey's quiet, but he averages like 28 points a game. Jaylen, 29 points a game. LeBron last year averaged, 21? Embiid when he's healthy. How are they all going to get the ball enough? That would be the thing that I worry about, right? I think what is a winning formula nowadays? Having a couple of big stars, but then a bunch of surrounding castmates, right? That don't need the ball at every moment during a game. And you have 4 guys who seem to need the ball. I think that's going to be a bigger problem for them to adjust to.
By the way, Rob Keighron is a Knicks guy. You're on this high, NBA champion, and now Philadelphia is taking over. The 76ers have already passed you. They're going to beat the Knicks, so you're done, right? 1 year, that's it.
Okay, number 1, they're not going past anyone. Number 2...
What? They're not going past anyone?
Well, they're
going to go past the Knicks?
What makes you say that? The Knicks
you just said it. Maxey, Embiid, Brown, LeBron.
You were the biggest. I think what we've learned in basketball is that doesn't always work. I mean, do we forget the big 3 in Miami with LeBron himself, who didn't win every NBA Finals that he was in?
So where are the 76ers going to go? Where are they going to go?
No, do I think they're going to be better? Absolutely. They were the 8th seed this past year, right? Do I think that they are a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference? Absolutely, I think they're a top 4 team. Do I think it's a guarantee that they go past the Knicks? No, I don't think it's a guarantee that they go past the Knicks or the Cavs, right? I'm not convinced that there's... Nate, we've seen it 100 times over where you put these guys together, and even though they are great talents on their own, they don't always play well together. I'm not saying that it's for sure not going to work. What I'm telling you is it's not you're making it like it's a given that they absolutely are going to be better than the Knicks.
They're going to be better than the Cavs, and they're going to be better than the Knicks.
No, I don't agree with that at all. I absolutely don't agree with that, and it's not because I'm a Knicks fan. You're going to have to show me that these 4 guys can figure out a way to play together and stay healthy at the same time, because it's both of those things together. And I'm sorry, there's going to be no greater joy for a Knicks fan than when LeBron comes into an Eastern Conference playoff, no matter what round it is, and we beat him at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks fan, as much as they are excited about having just won an NBA final, what will give them greater joy is beating Philadelphia with LeBron at the Garden.
I will say this, LeBron and Jaylen Brown going to the 76ers has given the East a little bit of juice. You had the Knicks, and there wasn't a lot after that. Now you got Giannis in Miami, too. The East... a little more juice.
Absolutely. There are teams that can compete against those Western Conference teams. Knicks already showed you they can. Now you got a few teams that can compete. It's not a fait accompli. It's not a given that it's OKC or San Antonio all the way to the final and going to win. There are teams in the East that can beat them.
And by the way, LeBron is going to live in New York City. Did you see this? He's going to live in New York.
I didn't see that.
He's going to live in New York and take a helicopter up to Philly. Is that appropriate?
Well, it's a little odd when he could have just got, not that the Knicks had any room for him or wanted him, but it is a little odd to go to your rival city. I mean, it is New York and Philly have a tremendous sports rivalry.
Will the fans in Philly let that go? He lives in New York City.
They'll get over it because anybody who actually, how am I going to say this politely? I don't usually hold back. I usually just say what I'm thinking. But anybody who has a couple of bucks, like an NBA player in Philadelphia, doesn't even live in Pennsylvania. They go to Jersey to live in the nice parts of New Jersey. So the Philly fan will get over it because lots of Philly people actually live in New Jersey.
How terrible. Yeah. I mean, how terrible. I like Philly. I went to Philly a lot.
I think Philly's a great town.
In Philly, and you're trying to say, we got to go to the Hamptons. Why doesn't he just go to the Hamptons? He should live there, shouldn't he?
It's a little cold in the wintertime. I think he'd rather be in Manhattan.
LeBron going to Philly. It surprised me. I didn't think he'd pull that out. LeBron with the 76ers. We have yet to find out what he's gonna eat for breakfast before he goes to Philly every day. But more on LeBron, I'm sure, to come. Jumping out of it and jumping into this. NFL, and Rob asked me about this before the show. He said, well, what's this all about? We did this last week. What opinion in South Dakota would make you a villain in your home state? What sports opinion in South Dakota would make you a villain in your home state? I'm going to go, what NFL opinion do you have that will make you a villain amongst most fans? We'll talk NFL next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Santa came early. Renewal by Anderson's incredible Christmas in July event is so great, even Santa's shocked at the savings. Get 20% off plus no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. Pay nothing until 2028. Renewals Acclaim and Ensemble lines are the best of the best. Santa's not waiting till December to get new windows and doors. Neither should you. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. You found us, Fox Sports Radio, our affiliates, KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. It's always a great day in South Dakota, you know that. Wrapping up July. Football's almost here. Training camp starts Saturday for the Vikes. And I've got a question about Kyler Murray. I'm going to ask my friend Rob Keighron coming up. I hope he is reasonable on this. So that will be coming up. But first, on a Reaction Monday with Rob Keighron. So there's been this little deal going around. It's kind of like one of those trends. I'm not that cool, but one of those trends. What opinion would make you a villain in your home city, your home state? I did the South Dakota sports version last week. I said, hey, you guys have all these opinions about South Dakota sports, football, high school football, whatever else. What would make you a villain? Your strong opinion in South Dakota for your sports take. We got a lot of listeners that text in on that, Rob, and one is tile floors in basketball gyms around here. This guy said he came from out of state, and we have tile floors where kids play basketball. Did you know this?
I don't think I've ever seen a tile floor where anybody's playing. I've always seen wood, right?
No, it's
or
like
maybe
tile.
even a laminate.
It's like you're in a cafeteria.
Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I saw that when I was a little kid. It happened certainly, and in a couple of small gyms, but most of the time, no. That would be terrible to play basketball on.
He said tile basketball floor. Shame on South Dakota.
I agree. Shame.
By the way, there's still tile basketball floors. So I'm going to switch this to the NFL version. Rob's an NFL guy. And so I wanted to see, this could be about anything. This could be about a team, about a player, about game action. What strong NFL opinion do you have? This is how it should be. This is what I think. It will make you a villain amongst most fans. So most fans would disagree with you. I have my one. I've discussed it on this show. I'm going to go down fighting for it. Everybody, thinks it should be changed. I do not. So I've got mine. You tell me yours.
Mine is really simple. I'm sure the overwhelming majority of football fans and the audience will disagree with me, but it's a blanket statement. Fantasy football is bad for football. It is absolutely bad for football.
Bad for football?
Bad for fandom. It has completely changed how people watch the games. I get that it's made football more popular. So you're going to say, well, you're an idiot because football is more popular than ever because of fantasy football. Growing up, football was about watching teams, players who wore your jersey. Now here's why it's bad. It's bad because people are just into what those guys' stats are. People say the most nasty, stupid, and vile, idiotic things on social media.
If their player doesn't do good?
When their player doesn't do well enough, I can't stand that crap. That player's absolutely trying their best. You are nuts if you think somehow that they're thinking about your fantasy football team.
Well, hang on.
Watch the games for how great and competitive and interesting they are. I'm not saying don't play fantasy. If you want to play it and it's enjoyable, then go right ahead. I play fantasy football. But my point is that it has changed dramatically the way people watch football, and they're no longer interested in the two teams. They're only interested in the individual players and how they affect their fantasy team.
And you just said, so, I mean, I don't want you getting on their DraftKings and all this then and going, I'm going to take Jackson Dart over 225. Over 225. No. That's fantasy football.
No, it isn't. That's gambling.
That's fantasy football.
No, it isn't. It absolutely is not fantasy football.
You put your lineup
That's
together.
Prop
You know what
gambling.
I'm talking about. You put those. You have a quarterback, a wide receiver, a running back. You can put your lineup together. That's fantasy football.
A fantasy football is when you have a team of guys that you draft and then you're playing against other people in that fantasy thing, whether it be a daily fantasy thing or a season-long fantasy thing. betting on a prop bet, which I do all the time and don't have a problem with, but you've never seen me once write anything on social media to a player because they didn't get what I thought they were going to get, right? It's created this kind of mentality. I know it's a combination of these keyboard warriors and social media people who hide behind their little handle or whatever, but this feeds into it, right? It absolutely feeds into these bad habits that I can't stand about fans nowadays, that they are more interested in that than the actual game and the outcome. If you ask them, well, who won that game in Week 7, they don't remember, but they remember that their guy threw for 425 yards or he threw 7 interceptions. Whatever it is, they remember that. They don't remember the game.
By the way, hang on here. So
I knew it would be unpopular.
KWSN Sioux Falls, which we are live on right now. KWSN, you don't know this, has a history. They did their own fantasy football draft. They brought listeners in. They did a fantasy football draft. It's that popular. And Rob Keighron just said it's bad for football. The only thing I'll give to you, I played fantasy football. I was in this league for a long time. We had a great commissioner. We all got together right before on Labor Day, put the draft together. It was outstanding. We went to a house. It was outstanding. I was more worried half the time about, well, this is when my Broncos were bad anyway. So Broncos are playing, but I needed somebody to do well against them. That's tough.
I can't. And that is one of the parts that I can't stand. You and I grew up in an era where you were a fan of a team first and foremost, and maybe only, right? That was the only thing that you were a fan of, was, for me, the New York Football Giants, for you, the Denver Broncos. So, yes, when I watch games on Sunday and the team, I have a quarterback in my fantasy team and he's going against my Giants.
Yeah, you can't have that.
But here's what I do. It's real simple for me. I want to lose my fantasy game, and I want the Giants to beat the crap out of that quarterback because I care more about the New York Giants than I do about my fantasy team.
Well,
but I am the anomaly in that, and I understand that, and that's why I think fantasy football is bad for football.
You don't have enough money invested in your fantasy league if you're doing that.
That has something to do with it, too.
By the way, I've stopped playing fantasy football, so I'm a true testament on this. I played it for a long time. Great league, great fun. The guy who runs the league did it on a fax machine, so once that went out of style, he kind of stopped. I'm like, there's computers? He sent out lineups on a fax machine. So then we're done, and now, since then, I've been I don't really miss it. I have to say, I thought I would miss it, following my players, competing against an opponent every Sunday. I don't miss it.
Yeah, I still play it because I have some friends from where I grew up in New York that still do it, and so it's kind of a connection that I still do because of that. But if you told me that they weren't doing it this year,
you wouldn't care.
I wouldn't miss it for a second. I would be completely done with it.
Okay, nice opinion. What NFL opinion do you have that will make you a villain amongst most fans? By the way, if you want to submit one tonight, we're talking NFL opinions you have that will make you a villain amongst most fans. Rob Keighron's is fantasy football. That's good. I'm going to go to the real game, and I'm going to do this, and you're going to disagree. You remember I've argued about this before. Why do you care when the defense makes a great play and the guy fumbles it into the end zone?
Oh, my gosh.
And it's a touchback. That's a good rule.
It's a terrible rule.
That's a fine rule. It's the only rule left to reward the defense, and you're trying to stop this.
The ball was fumbled. The defense did not recover it. In what other part of football? Who cares if they force the football? Oh my God, I'm going to break something right now. If they force a fumble and the ball goes out of bounds at the 1 yard line, they don't get the ball because they forced a fumble.
Well,
somehow, because the ball went across the line and it's a touchback. I'm getting red in the face. I can't believe you think that is a good idea. It is the worst rule in the history of football.
Did you not remember I had this one?
I completely forgot. I actually blocked it out of my head. Now that you say it, I do remember arguing about this in the past. It is such a crazy idea that we're rewarding a team for not recovering the football.
Okay, last thing on this. I forced the fumble. You did not score. So why do I... It goes to the back of the end zone, and I'm supposed to give you the ball?
Give it back to them at the 20. Make the offense be penalized for losing the ball in the end zone. They go all the way back to the 20. I'm fine with that. There has to be some kind of consequence, but you don't hand the ball to the defense.
So it's 3rd down and 20?
Whatever it is, wherever you were. If it was 3rd and goal or 2nd and goal and you fumbled it like that, now it's 2nd and goal from the 20. Fine with me. To me, it would be the same kind of principle of, well, there was offsides on the defense, and so they only get, like half a yard or whatever like that. It doesn't matter. Give them another down. Make it penal. If it's a penalty, make it penal. They didn't do anything wrong other than fumbled it, but you didn't recover it.
Guess what?
Part of fumbling the ball is you recovering it if you want the ball.
No, guess what? It's just like if you step out of the back of the end zone if you're a punter. It's a touchback, or it's a safety. So
we all know that.
That's the thing. You make a big mistake by fumbling it. You made a big mistake.
Yes.
And that gives us the ball.
And mistakes, fumbles happen all the time. But the mere fact, the mere play of fumbling the football does not guarantee that the other team gets the ball. Would you agree with that statement?
Well, that's accurate. Yes.
Now all of a sudden, except in this one scenario,
am I on a committee? It's Senate committee right now. That's accurate. However, that's not the rule. Big mistake. Score. If you don't want to give the other team the ball, score. Don't fumble. We're rewarding the offense for fumbling. It's amazing.
Nobody says we have to reward them. Make them go back to the 20. Make them have some kind of penalty for fumbling the ball.
Field goal. Guaranteed. Thanks for fumbling. Guaranteed field goal.
But guaranteed, again, if you want the ball so badly, don't just slap it out. Grab it from the guy. Take it from him. Hold on to it. You shouldn't be rewarded for just making one part of a play. And the whole play is necessary.
And you shouldn't be rewarded for making a huge mistake at the 1 yard line. What a dumb mistake that is.
So penalize them. Send them back to the 20. Don't penalize them to the point where they lose the ball for it.
I am going to. And by the way, does that opinion make me a villain?
Have you not figured out that? I want to break something in your studio right now.
I want to keep that rule in place. It's the only thing the defense has left. We can't touch them. We can't tackle them. We can't hit quarterbacks here. Can't hit anybody here. And then we're going to give them up. We fumble at the 1. Don't worry, guys. It's okay. If you fumble, you get it on the 20. Don't worry. If you drop the ball before you go into the end zone, you get it on the 20. Don't worry.
Just like in the rest of football. If you fumble it and the other team doesn't recover it, you keep the football.
How about that? Great energy. Let's see if he has the same for Husker head coach Matt Rule. We have a question coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Santa came early. Renewal by Anderson's incredible Christmas in July event is so great, even Santa's shocked at the savings. Get 20% off plus no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. Pay nothing until 2028. Renewals Acclaim and Ensemble lines are the best of the best. Santa's not waiting till December to get new windows and doors. Neither should you. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps 1 minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
To the Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Well, I think we're okay. The Nate Brown Show is back. We're live. Rob Keighron had a little break. He drank some vitamin water. What else? You need a breather?
No, I'm going to need a cocktail after this show, though.
I
I'll
believe
tell you
that. I believe that. It's a Monday, Reaction Monday. Not quite happy hour. We'll wait till later in the week with that. Rob Keighron is in. The Nate Brown Show is on. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Nobody else is arguing with me on this. I mean, I had somebody just text in and said it's fine to give the defense the ball. And nobody else, but you make it sound like it's the entire state of South Dakota and the entire country that wants to give the offense the ball after they fumble into the end zone.
I don't want to give anyone the ball. I want you to take the ball. If you can't take the ball, I don't want to hand you the ball. I'm not saying hand it to the offense. It's your job as the defense to take it from them, not just slap it away.
I knock it away. You fumble it in the back of the end zone, and we get it. Okay, that's a good one. We'll come back to that because it will happen sometime in the NFL, and let's keep an eye on that over the next month, and we'll come back to this debate. It's so much fun. Matt Rule is on the show with this topic tonight. You say, why is Matt Rule being talked about at Nebraska? So here's the thing. If you talk to Husker fans tonight as they get set for training camp and the season, Husker fans would tell you, Matt Rule, I don't know. And we got Husker fans that listen to the show. They'll text in. Their answer is, what do you think of Matt Rule? I don't know. I just don't know. So the Huskers gave him a contract extension. He's on the hook for a lot of money. They just did it last year because, remember, Penn State was thinking about taking him? That was the whole rumor. These agents get working these deals. Well, he might go to Penn State. They gave him an extension just last year, yet Nebraska's fans are going, well, he's got to have a big year this year, otherwise he's in trouble. I just had a guy in Nebraska tell me, if Nebraska has a bad year, he does not believe they can let go of Matt Rule. So what do you say about Matt Rule, bad year, hot seat?
Well, I think the first thing, Nate, is how on earth are you going to fire a guy who has a buyout of, I believe I looked it up this afternoon, $71 million?
That big?
$71 million. 90% of his contract through 2032 is guaranteed. I'm almost positive it's $71 million. So
that's why they told me he's not going to let go. They're not going to do it.
Where can they possibly go to fire a guy? I mean, let's be fair, right? Nebraska, I know Big Red fans, and there are tons of them in this area. It's something that before I moved to South Dakota, I would have never recognized that there were this many Husker fans in western South Dakota, in South Dakota in general, certainly out here in western South Dakota where you and I live. They were very used to this winning culture year in and year out and year in and so much success, particularly under Osborne. And obviously, the last 10 years or so have been really a debacle. I mean, there's no other way to say it. And you have this high expectation, but we've talked about this every week on the show, Nate. College football landscape has changed dramatically. Nebraska does not have the kind of money that a lot of these other Big Ten schools do. Maybe that'll change at some point, but right now it doesn't. I mean, they're not spending the kind of monies that the Indianas are spending all of a sudden, the Michigans are spending, the Ohio States are spending. Then if you add in, the SEC teams, even a couple of the Big 12 teams like Texas Tech that's been spending a ton of money all of a sudden. They don't have that. Now you're gonna chuck $71 million at Rule, and then who are you going to replace him with? Like, is there's this great guy out there who we're waiting to go get to be the next Nebraska head coach? I think you're in it for the long haul with Rule.
So he's not on the hot seat for you. He is not on the hot seat. I looked at the list. On3.com did their college football coaches on the hot seat. He is not there. And Nebraska fans are saying what we're saying. It's because there's too much money on the hook. So he's got a free pass for how long?
A couple of years, you would think at least, right?
My goodness.
I think you'd have to give him another couple of years. I think the real key for Nebraska is if Rule can't bring in the big-time transfers, because that is the game now, right? Like, the game is not... I get you have to be a good coach. You have to get enough out of your team. But if he can't bring in those big guys, what do you expect from him other than 7-win seasons and a bowl appearance? Short of bringing in big-time talent, that's what you're going to get. I know the beginning of their schedule is not that difficult, but once they get into the middle of it, I mean, they have I'm pretty sure they have Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Washington, Indiana. I mean, that is a heck of a... Plus, you always have the rivalry game at the end with Iowa. That is a tough Big Ten schedule, and that's not all of it. I would be, if I were a Husker fan this year and you got me 7 wins in a bowl, I'd take that. Thank you very much.
Okay, you would not count that as a bad year, because I said, what if Nebraska has a bad year? I think they're going to take 7-5. But I don't know if they take 5-7. They've been doing the 5-7 thing for a long time.
At the very least, Rule is 500 in his... What is he, coach, 3 years there now? Or 4?
Entering 4.
Okay, this is his 4th year. He's 500 in his 3 years. You had to give him a break in his first year anyway. So I think if you just had another winning season, 7-5, you'd sign up for that. 5-7, do I think he'd get fired for it? Not with that much money left on the table. No, and I've said this before, and it's never popular... But boy, would you go back to the Bo Pelini days? The Bo Pelini days of 9-3, where every year you had a winning season. You were competitive in the Big Ten. I know he wasn't the greatest guy in the world. He was a bit nasty. But gosh, you won under him. You have done nothing with the coaches since.
It's the last time they have one like that, and nobody liked Bo Pelini. It's been a mess since with the Scott Frost experience mixed in. Matt Rule not on any of the hot seat lists, yet Nebraska fans, you talk to them, they say, I don't know how we feel about him. Boy, what a spot. What a spot to be in for the program entering 2026. Coming right back on the Nate Brown Show tonight, wrapping up the show on a Reaction Monday. Finish this sentence. Kyler Murray is going to what next?
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
If your bun falls apart halfway through your burger, it's not the right bun. If it tastes bland and blah, also definitely not the right bun. Turns out the right bun isn't called a bun at all, but a roll. Artisan Hearth brioche rolls, to be exact. Soft, fresh, dependable, and oh so good. Basically the +1 you want at every cookout. Artisan Hearth rolls, because sometimes a bun isn't enough.
Mom, can we please go to Waitiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Waitiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Waitiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WaitikiWaterPark.com.
In the studio today, I have Weston and Denise Chapman, owners of Black Hills Tire. What kind of diesel services does Black Hills Tire specialize in?
Black Hills Tire is really going to focus on a lot of new diesel services. We're doing factory maintenance and service. We're doing fuel system diagnostics and repair. We're going to do engine repair, even all the way into engine overhauls and engine removals and installation, whether it's driveline components and repair, transmission service, transmission and clutch replacements, brakes. We're doing everything. Check us out at blackhillstire.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 70 tonight under partly cloudy skies with a chance for storms. Winds out of the south 8 to 15 miles per hour. High of 95 tomorrow. Lows around 68 tomorrow night. 97 Wednesday with a slight chance for storms. 95 Thursday. Chance for storms continues. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 84 degrees.
Being in business has its rewards as well as its challenges. It means being the first one in the door in the morning and turning off the lights when you leave at night. Your business is unique, and you need a bank that understands your needs. You deserve the best. You need a financial partner that is invested in your success. You need Pioneer Bank and Trust. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
If you're a business owner, you've invested your blood, sweat, and tears into your business. Long days, sleepless nights, all to build something that matters. But what if something happened to you tomorrow? What happens to everything you've built? Do you have a plan? Does your family have a plan? Contact Lee Cruz with New York Life right here in Rapid City. There are affordable options you maybe haven't considered. Just spend 15 minutes protecting what took you years to build. Call Lee Cruz, 605-360-8804, or Google Lee Cruz New York Live.
If you think all shoe stores are the same, you haven't walked into Trav's Outfitter. We have the biggest selection of footwear anywhere. In fact, we dare you to compare. At Trav's, you don't have to sell yourself a pair of shoes. Our team helps you find the right fit for your lifestyle. We may be the newest name on the block in Rapid, but we've been in this game for over 40 years. Come find us in the old Kmart building. Trav's Outfitter, best selection, best service, no BS.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, South Dakota Sports Talk Show wrapping up tonight. Fun show tonight. Reaction Monday with Rob Keighron. You're going to have to take a breather tonight. Your blood pressure got up there tonight, first time in a long time.
I was actually thinking of giving Matt Kearney emergency blood pressure medications that I can keep here, so that when you drive me mental, I actually have something to take.
We might have to keep that on hand. We're just getting started for football season. Tyler Merriam was on tonight. Mike DeCourcy was really good. Matthew Coller from Vikings training camp, which gets going Saturday. Let's go with this. A minute and a half left on the Nate Brown Show. Speaking of the Vikings, Matthew Coller was on tonight. He said Kyler Murray is going to be the starter. Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. He's been on some bad teams, two-time Pro Bowler. He's going to be solid, and I believe him. So Kyler Murray, finish this sentence. I said is going to start and make the playoffs. Over 60% of the Nate Brown Show audience voted the same. Make the playoffs and start. How does Rob Keighron finish that sentence? Kyler Murray is going to what?
Start and miss the playoffs.
Miss the playoffs.
Yes.
How far are you going to go with this? Losing season or?
Yeah, I think you'll be 7-10 or 8-9. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll have their moments where he plays well and they win some interesting games.
Boy, you're really hedging. You're just hedging. No,
I'm not hedging. Terribly. I don't think they're going to be a 4-win team. I'm being fair. I think the NFC North is a good division. I think all four teams are decent. I think they are the fourth best team in that division. I think they have some stretches in their schedule where it's going to be very difficult. At the Lions, home Buffalo, at Green Bay, at San Francisco, 4 games in a row. You might not win any of those games. So I think they are 7-10 or 8-9. I think he plays okay. Would not be shocked if he got hurt. If he stays healthy, I think he plays well enough that McCarthy doesn't get in. So I'm not hedging. I'm making a stance. I just don't think they're good enough to make the playoffs.
Very good. Not a great take, but very good finish to the program. For Rob Keighron, it's Nate Brown. We're back tomorrow. The podcast going up now.